as I was talking about the front line. So in the front line, you want to make sure that those units you put in the front line have at least about plus 1500 defense. So if you look at my units, right, and you can hear my daughter, right? Okay. Plus 1500. Okay, plus 1200, but together he still has high. So you want to have at least, not plus 1500. Let me go ahead and rephrase that. You want to have a total on your front line. You want to have at least total 1500 defense. Okay, so right here, as you can see, I meet that requirement, and I also meet the requirement right here. I go well beyond that right there. And so your front line, as long as you have that, you're good to go. Now the back line, you want to have at least, on your DPSers, you want to have at least 15,000 HP. Okay, you can have more than that. You don't want to go too much, because you don't want your attack to suffer. So you just want to have around 15,000 HP, and your healers should be able to keep him alive, as long as RNGs is in your favor. Okay. So hold on one second. I got to go ahead and go through this run, see what I got. So, the family's in the background. One day you'll see them on camera. Maybe my daughter, whenever she comes running out here. Okay, so as we wait for another person to join our raid, they've joined. So let me go ahead and switch over to that. So can say, yay, I approve of your action. I say, cool, we go ahead and go forward and fight this boss together. Okay, so the way you want to have your lineup, you want to think of it this way. You have 6 units. Now you want to have 2 units for the front line. Okay, those are going to be your tanks. Okay, in the back line, you want to have you want to have 2, you want to have 1 cleanser, you want to have 1 healer, and 2 DPS for like a speed run. If you can't do 2 DPSers in the back, then you can do 1 DPSer, 2 healers, and 1 cleanser. You gotta have at least 1 cleanser, and of course at least 1 healer. So, but if you can get a unit like, let's say, for me, let's say Annabelle. Annabelle does both. You know, she heals and she cleanses. And Jameer, he cleanses now too. He sets the skills. So so I got 2 cleansers on that one team. So that's kind of that's the general way you should look at it. So when you're building your teams, you know what you have a checklist to go off of, and that's your checklist. Two tanks in the front, 2 healers in the back, 2 DPSers in the back, and I'm sorry, 2 tanks in the front, 2 DPSers if you can in the back, 1 healer, 1 cleanser. Can't get 2 DPSers? Just do another healer. So what you don't want to do is you do not want to bring a support heavy lineup, because the longer the fight goes on, the stronger the boss gets. That's the key thing, man. Like, some people don't realize that. Like, the longer that dude stays alive, it's gonna cause you guys the more chance of your team to fail increases. So you want to kill him as quick as you can, and don't give him any chances to stall out. So key debuffs to help you with raid. You want Colleen, because that defense, that HP block, it helps out tremendously, because the raid boss has a skill that he gains back HP. For me, the Wind Homunculus is a good unit because of his branding, and he also does heal block too on his first skill. So let me see here. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna quickly go through my units, and I'm gonna show you why I'm using these units. Okay. Gotta give this some time to go through. All right, here we go. So Graffiti, he has a shield. Okay, he's a defense-based unit, so the more defense he has, the more damage he does as well. But the key thing is he's a cleanser. So on that 3rd skill, He removes all harmful effects and casts a shield that's really strong. Diaz, well, he overall reduces the damage that the team takes with his passive. He reduces it by 15%. And yeah, that's the biggest thing. He reduces the damage of all other allies. He also does heal block too. I believe that the heal block is on the first one. Yeah, the first one. And he also weakens defense and attack power. So he has quite a few debuffs he can throw on the enemy. Now let's see, for Praha, once again, also for Diaz, he has a nice resistance lead. Praha has a nice resistance lead, and she also has one of the most powerful heals in the game. So that's why I use those two units. I'm gonna have to do this one over because it's just hard to do this, and then every time I'm getting into a groove, the freaking boss dies. Struggle.
We're gonna take that out to First up, nigga. Who you know flow fresher than him? Take a show on the road, bounce back, expose the hoes. Pump the tour bus, hop out, jump in the roads. Blow the from the records I sold. Now follow me. Who you know this Rick still loving the block? Dump Chris for the crown on the rocks. Although he dead, still grooving the pot. House parties catch me up in the spot. Don't care if a nigga get shot. I'm a thug, so I gotta portray thug love. But shots when it comes to shove.
Okay, now let's get back into what we're talking about. So going back to my units, Praha. Okay, so Praha, strong heal. That's pretty much it. Also, I have on double Nemesis will, so the Nemesis helps. So the more damage the boss does to her, the faster her turn comes up. Okay, so that's why I use her as my main healer. Chasun, I mean, she's also a good healer too, but she's there for the attack buff. Okay, so she has an attack buff, and also, of course, she has a very, very good 2 types of heals. Wind Homunculus. So the reason why he's here, the way I have him built, he's Rage Blade. He's one of my main DPSers. His third skill does a branding effect, and his second skill does a branding effect. Now, unfortunately, his accuracy sucks, but he still lands his debuff quite well, even if it's that low. Well, she's also another DPSer. She is really good in raids because she has a crit lead. So in case like when you go into raids, a lot of times you have the most important. Well, I'll talk about that later. But she's in there because she slows the boss and she does a lot of damage too. Now she only has like 12, almost 13,000 HP, but it's okay because for the most part, she survives. Now she'll die maybe towards the end, the last jump of the enemy. For the most part, she dies around that time. But at that time, she did her job. She's good. So let's go ahead and go to my next team, Jameer. I mean, I have mine built like a tank. Okay, so he's violent will, and I have it violent so that way his cleanse comes up faster. Now, the one thing about violent runes too, when you're in raids, every turn that you get from your violent runes, it counts against when the boss the counter that the boss has to attack. So keep that in mind too. So with Jameer, I mean, his main thing is he cleanses and he resets all the skills so everyone can use their skills twice in a row. And his second skill does a good amount of damage. It's based off his max HP, and it decreases the attack power of the monster. Panda, I mean, hell, he throws a lot of debuffs on there. He also can help when he puts up his third skill. It really helps because of the fact that it lands 3 debuffs, and also he gets a counter from it. So every time the boss attacks him, he counters back with automatic revenge. Annabelle, like I said before, cleanser healer. You see Lich, he's one of my DPSers. I love him. Particularly because his skills are so fast. 2 turns, 1 turn. So this one does attack speed slow. This one does hits really hard and weakens defense. So, and also his passive, he is immune to stuns. Now, if he gets Oblivion, then he, of course, will get hit with that. So, he's really good in rifts. I would recommend him be on Violent, but I have them on Vamp because I also use them in PvP. Colleen, I went over her, you know, solid unit. She's my attack buffer. And then of course Xiaolin is the last one, the wind, the water Kung Fu girl. And the more debuffs that are on the enemy, the more her third skill hits for. So if you have all those bad boys lined up, she hits like a truck. She's really good for raids. Second, let me go ahead and get past this. I'll go ahead and get that. Okay, so now that we talked about the units I'm using and why I'm using them, so as you can see, to quickly summarize what I just did, Chasun is my buffer, is my attack buffer on team 1. Team 2, I have Colleen, that's my attack buffer. Cleansers, I have Jameer and Annabelle on one team. On the other team, I have Graffiti. Okay. Now DPSers, I have Wind Homunculus. I also have Hua. The other team, I have Rigel and I have Xiaolin. And then for my healers, I have Colleen and I have Annabelle. On the team 1, I have Raha and I have Chasun. So as you can see, each unit has a place and has a part. Some units have multi-parts, and that makes it even better. You know, like for example, Annabelle, she can heal and she can cleanse, which is so good. Good thing too, when it comes to the units, the Fire Panda is you know, you just gotta fuse him. So he's fusible, so that's good. And I mean, he has a great lead. So a lot of these units I have, you can get. Some of them you gotta put some time, and RNGesus will bless you hopefully. Let's go ahead and skip past all that, and now we're gonna get into the types of leader skills you want. Now, for me, most important. Okay, I'm gonna just list the top 4 because that's all you need. You get 3 to choose from. So, number 1, resistance. Why? So that way that way the boss doesn't land too many debuffs on you, and you won't get stunned every single time he hits. 2, defense. Okay, defense is really, really important, and the reason why is because for your frontliners, the more defense they have, the more survivable they will be. Hell, even the back will get survivable, and that helps you a lot too. Number 3, let's toss up. The popular one, like Sahua, has crit lead of 19%. Doesn't seem like a lot because it's not 20, but it's still a lot. So a lot of people, the way they ruin their monsters, they've tried to get the DPSs up to like 81% crit rate. So that way, if someone comes in with a Hua, it goes all the way to 100. So that's also another way you could look at it too. So crit rate is cool. So Hua's good for her leader skill. That's why you see her in raids all the time. You'll always see Fire Panda, or you'll see something like him, like I don't even know. I can't even think of someone off the top of my head, but just someone has defense. So that's why I have him. That's why I have the way I have my team set up. So like when I play, I have enough units that I can make 2 teams. So all I need is a third person. I don't have to worry about going in there and hoping that all of my teammates are good. You know, since I have 2, I can vouch for 2 of the teams. I just need that one team to work with me so we can get the job done. So yeah, I think that about covers it, man. Just I would say to just quickly summarize, when it comes to leader skills, you want resistance 1, defense 2, and then crit rate or speed. You know, that's what I would say. So if you have a Hua, you can do the crit rate. If you have a lot of water units, if you have Annabelle, she does 38% crit rate lead. So that's crazy. So that about covers it. Once again, it's Micho Gaming. Holla at your boy.